So in the United States, there's a lot of discussion about whether women are allowed to get senior positions in companies, and very few Fortune 500 companies actually have CEOs as women. Is it easier in China for a woman to be a CEO of a company or harder?
Well, I think you can always be a CEO or president, but most of the time you're not likable. Right? Because I think there's still a glass ceiling in everywhere. But I think in China, it's already a very encouraging work environment. For example, in Didi, we have Didi Women's Network. We launched 4 years ago. The key point is to encourage women to plan their career for next 30 years. Like David, when you were young, you must have planned your career for the next 30 years. But it's a challenge for young girls, say, what I want to do for my next 30 years, because they always feel their life will pause when they have kids, when they get married, So we want to make sure, our women employees feel they're empowered. And, that's why we encourage a lot of, working from home, right? We encourage a lot of culture like that. Young mom can work from home 1 day a week. So just
well, you have 3 young kids. Do you work from home 1 day a week? You can't do that.
I can't do that. But my kids are relatively big. They're 10 and 9. So.
And are they impressed with your job? Do they know how powerful you are in the business world, or they don't really know?
They know, but they don't think me as powerful. They think mom always have a lot of problems, because I do go back home and discuss with them, my work issues. And in my view, the younger Generation Z, right? They have more access to information than we do. So I think they have very independent views. So we talk a lot.
So for many women in China and elsewhere, but certainly in China, you're a role model. So how do you fulfill that role? Do you speak to a lot of women's groups? Do you tell women that they should do X, Y, and Z to advance? How do you take on that responsibility?
Well, first of all, I think we're all learning and growing. I wouldn't consider myself as a role model, but I would consider myself as someone who loves to share my own life experience, because I have also experienced ups and downs personally, right, and professionally. So I think the best way is to share your life story without really telling people what to do, right? Because people will get inspired anyways.